Hello everyone, Miko P here. Today we are going to talk about FF14's newest mount to date, the Lunar Whale. This item became available during the 2021 Fan Fest and was on sale at the Mog Store at a discounted price of almost $36. Though as of this video, it is now currently back to its original price of $42. The Lunar Whale is account-wide, meaning that any character that you'll create on any server with an account that has purchased it will have access to the mount. You need to have acquired the ability to mount though, and have gotten your personal chocobo, which is at level 20, to be able to use it. In terms of lore, the Lunar Whale is designed by the Garland Iron Works, which is Sid's company, after a mythical Mysidian star-faring airship that took its inspiration from, out of all things, a whale. Whether this is the mount or a variant of it that will take us to the moon on Endwalker, then we shall see in November. More importantly, let us talk about what makes it special. But before that, it would help a lot if you can subscribe to this channel and help me get started making informative and or entertaining videos for you. The Lunar Whale marks a huge leap in mount capacity in the game. While there used to be mounts that can hold up to 2 or 4 players, the Whale trumps all of them by being able to carry up to a full party of 8 players. This by itself could be more than enough reason to buy the mount, well besides supporting the game. But for those of you who are still on the fence about whether or not to get one, then let's examine the Lunar Whale further. In terms of aesthetics, the Mysidian design is a bit of an acquired taste. The black and gray color scheme in combination with the red accents and the spiky protrusions might be appealing for some, and it is somewhat reminiscent of the Abalos and other void-related constructs. Personally, I am not a big fan, though I don't dislike it. My favorite part of the whale are the multiple boosters that fire off its bottom when it flies. It really gives off the impression that you're inside a big capital ship that's taking off, and it just feels really good whenever you lift off the ground. In terms of size, it is easily one of the biggest mounts in the game and can be seen from a distance. The soundtrack, while mounted, is nice. If you have seen its preview video, it's exactly what it is, a grand tune that promises of a great adventure. Notice how I haven't mentioned how the characters look like while riding it, and that's because they are literally boarding it and we can't see them. While this sounds like a minor gripe, seeing how your characters sit and react while mounted is a huge part of a mount's aesthetic and appeal. Think of how you pilot the Bosnian robot lying down, and then how you perch on its back when it transforms into its humanoid form. How your characters look a bit to the side when riding a Dalmal because of its very long neck. How everyone really looks like they're on a road trip on the FF15 car, or how that one character looking out of the chocobo carriage gives a sense of adventure in contrast to the others who are just relaxing inside. The point I'm making here is that the visual context that the characters provide while riding a mount adds a lot of charm to it, and I think that it's a huge missed opportunity that could have furthered the attractiveness of the Lunar Whale. To be fair, it's hard to find spots to show 8 people on what is essentially an enclosed airship, but a few transparent parts here and there, like for example a clear glass rooftop or windows where you can see how the characters are seated inside, could have helped. The last thing we'll discuss about the Lunar Whale is its utility. As I've mentioned before, its main appeal is that it's the very first 8-seater mount in the game. And in theory, this opens up a lot of possibilities for activities like treasure maps, hunt trains, and general travel from one place to another as a party. Like for example, GPO sessions, fates, etc. In practice though, you really won't be using the 8-man functionality all that much, and most of the time you'll be riding it alone or just flexing it around. I found it useful in treasure hunts and fates where people are a bit more laid back and can get bored or lazy and just want to get a free ride while chilling to the next destination. However, outside of a couple of rides together, and probably some disband shenanigans while leaving everyone in mid-air, the novelty wore off eventually and we just opted to mount on our own and travel to the next spot individually or in smaller groups using 2 or more multi-seater mounts. The same goes double for hunt trains where everything is fast and frenetic, and the party doesn't have the luxury to board the whale, plus you are teleporting all of the time. All of this added makes it a lot less hassle to mount up on your own and fly to the next location rather than spending time looking for your party mate who has the whale and then boarding it. So at the end of the day, is the Lunar Whale worth the price? For someone like me who loves and wants to support the game and have saved money specifically for it, then the answer is easy. It is a landmark in the mount system of Final Fantasy XIV and a great memorabilia to remember the 2021 online FanFest by. I am just fine with its design, and I found that outside of some novelty trips, the 8-seater functionality isn't all that practical, but again, I personally bought it based on what it represents rather than what it is. If you feel the same, or even feel better about it, and have the money of course, then by all means get one. Though if you are not in a rush, I'd recommend that you wait until the next sale to get it. For the more practical and the more cash strapped or nearly not as attached to the game, this mount is an easy pass, especially if you don't like its aesthetic. The seating capacity is a nice novelty, but not really required, and with the FF15 collaboration event, of course the car, coming soon-ish, everyone will have access to a 4-seater mount that, in my opinion, is aesthetically better than the Lunar Whale. Also, for the $42, there are probably better items to spend it on the Mog Store. So to end this review, I would like to explore some possibilities that would hopefully make the Whale a more appealing purchase. While I concede that the design can't be changed anymore to add ways to view the passengers inside, I think that some quality of life adjustments can be made in its stead to make it a more attractive buy and easily worth the price. One way is to incentivize using the mount as a party. Additional mount speed depending on the number of players inside would encourage riding it for the fastest way to travel. Party teleports while inside the Whale could also be a thing and would be especially important for hunt trains. Finally, an action button that makes the Lunar Whale do something will add a little bit of flavor. For example, think of each player having an eject button to be able to parachute or escape pod down if they wanted to. Give it a simple warping animation or have it do backflips, etc. And that's it for my review of the Lunar Whale. I hope I'm able to help you decide whether you want to add it to your collection or not. Did you buy it already? Were you plan to buy it? I'd love to hear your thoughts below. Once again, thank you for watching and have a great day in Eorzea.